Hey, this is Elijah from Breakdance, and in today's video, I'm going to show you how Breakdance's FacetWP integration works. Now, before recording, I did go ahead and set up a custom post type called Movies with some custom fields such as genre, a list of stars in the movie, rating, and earnings. Now, I want to use FacetWP to filter and sort this list of movies by these custom data points. So, of course, we're going to need FacetWP to be installed and activated, and once that's done, we can go over to Settings and FacetWP. This is where we're going to be able to set up all of our facets. So we know we want to be able to filter by genre and movie star, both of which are taxonomies, and we want to be able to sort by rating and earnings. So let's start with the sorting facets as they're a little bit simpler. So we'll just call this sort, and facet type will be sort. And now we can add multiple sorting options. So let's add one option called rating, and then we'll choose our field. So we'll search for rating, which is a custom field here, and we'll drop that in. And we'll set this to numeric so that it knows it's a number. And this sorting option will be ascending. So we'll say low to high. Now let's add another one that's high to low. So we'll say rating, high to low. And then we'll do the same thing here. We'll search for rating and drop that in. Then we'll choose numeric and we'll change this to descending. Now we need to do a similar setup for earnings, but we'll probably just do one sort option for earnings. So we'll do highest earnings and we'll choose a custom field. Now this one's named a little bit differently, so we'll have to type in the name that field got when I registered it. And this again is going to be numeric, and we're going to set this to descending because we want the highest earners at the top. Now note this field, this rating field, is an advanced custom fields field, and this field is registered via MetaBox. So FacetWP works beautifully with both options. Now we just need to save our changes, and then FacetWP will let us know when we need to re-index, which is important for these filtering plugins. Once the index is done, we can jump into Breakdance and we can add this facet. So we're going to click add. We're going to search for facet. And here's the FacetWP facet. We'll drop that in. And if we click the drop down, we can see the sort facet available. Now these won't show up in the preview in Breakdance, but they will appear on the front end. And the final bit of configuration we need to perform before this will work is we need to select our post loop builder, which in this case we're using a post loop builder, but this also works with the post list element, products list, and the shop page element. So we'll select our post loop element, whatever it happens to be, and we'll go down to the FacetWP area and make sure that enable FacetWP is turned on. Now let's save that and jump up to the front end and see what this looks like. Now we have our sort by facet. We can go ahead and click this and choose one of the options we created. So if we want to see the lowest rated movies at the top, we choose that. And just like that, you can see the post list has rearranged itself. Rating 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. Now let's check out the highest rated movies first. And there we go. We have rating 8, 7, 6, 5, so on and so forth. Now let's try our last sorting option, which is to show the highest earning movies first. And here we go. The highest earning movie is $8 million, going on down to 7, 6, 5, so on and so forth. So this sorting dropdown is working beautifully. The next thing we want to create is a filter. So let's go back to facets and we're going to click add new. And this time we'll call it genre. And we're going to choose checkboxes. And the data source is going to be a taxonomy, which you can find a list of taxonomies down here. We can also just search for genre and choose genres, which is our custom taxonomy that we registered for this custom post type. There are a few other options we can choose here, but for now, the defaults will work perfectly. Let's go ahead and save this and reindex. Now, the next filter we want to add is for who stars in the movie. So let's add a new one and we'll call this starring. Again, this will be a checkboxes facet, and our data source is another taxonomy called stars. So we'll choose that. Again, we'll leave the defaults alone, save the changes, and reindex. Perfect. Now we can go into Breakdance and add some more facets. Let's go ahead and duplicate this. We're going to go ahead and click our dropdown and we'll see our new facets available here since we ran the index. So let's choose genre first, and then let's duplicate this again and we'll choose starring for the other facet. So let's go ahead and save that and we'll see the result on the front end. Perfect. So now we can filter by genre. So let's choose action And note that our sorting option also applies, so we are filtering by action movies and sorting by the highest earnings. And we can apply a filter for stars as well. So if we want to see highest earning movies in the action genre with Ethan Chase as a star, we can do that. And it's basically instant when you choose these filtering options. It also removes invalid choices once you've selected one choice. So let's go ahead and change our sorting back to rating high to low. And let's go ahead and look at all the movies that Jake Ryan is in. Perfect. There's the one that he's in. So let's go back and let's choose a movie star that's in multiple movies. And that would be Scarlett Knightley. And here we see that we have it sorted by rating. And we're only seeing the movies that Scarlett Knightley stars in. Now, one final really cool thing we can do with FacetWP is we can use its loading facet to load more posts within one of our post loop elements. So let's go back to facets and let's add a new one, and we'll call this load more. Now, facet type is going to be pager, and then pager type is going to be load more. Now let's save that, and let's just reindex really quickly so this will show up in Breakdance for us. Now we can jump back into Breakdance, and we want to add our load more button somewhere down here. So let's make sure we have the right element selected, and let's add another FacetWP facet, and then let's choose the load more facet. Now, in order for this to work, we need to make sure not all of our movie posts are showing. So let's choose our post loop builder, and let's edit our query to only show 4 posts per page. So let's save that, jump up to the front end, refresh, and we will need to clear our filters to ensure there are plenty of posts to be loaded. And then if we scroll down, we'll see our load more button. So we have 4 posts being shown, and if we want to see some more, we click load more. And just like that, another 4 are added to the bottom of our list. So as you can see, it's very easy to use FacetWP for very advanced filtering options when you're building your site with Breakdance. And these facets also work with Breakdance's WooCommerce shop page and products list elements. So you can easily add the super user-friendly advanced filtering to your WooCommerce pages using FacetWP and Breakdance. Again, this is Elijah from Breakdance, and thank you for watching.